Hi everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I'm back to do my Roxy's Weekly Challenge 2025. This would be for me week 19. Rachel has it listed as week 18, and her title I think was like how to use her smaller art pages in your journals, because the last weekly challenge that we did, she used beautiful large old art paintings out of a book, and I opted to use this garden book because I wasn't prepared to cut up the two books that I have that have old paintings in them. I do need to make a trip to the thrift store though, because I'm starting to run out of book pages and I just need to look for some different things. But anyways, I thought we would continue with this garden book. However, Rachel actually used small pictures, and I was flipping through this book and I'm struggling with, like, if I pick a small picture, let me give you an idea of what she did. Like if there was like a half-page picture, actually smaller than that, I'm having trouble with the fact that there's something beautiful on the other side. So I actually had some ripped out pages here in the back. Like, oh gosh, I just hate to use some of these pictures because they're so beautiful that I don't want to make them small. Like, here's some small pictures, but look what's on the back. Some gorgeous stuff. Anyways, so I have my ruler in here because I did find a page. You have to kind of think out of the box a little bit when you're doing this, I think. For me, anyways. Anyways, I saw this page, and normally I would want to use these pieces individually. But this was on the back, and I thought that was gorgeous. And I didn't really want to get rid of it. So I got thinking, what if I could use this as a belly band or a side pocket on a page, and then I would just cut these and make something. Looking that everything in this book is divided up into either 2 or 3 columns. So I don't know, this would be kind of cool. I don't know what to do with it, but let's see if we can get this out of the book. That's going to be the key. So I got my X-Acto knife, and the strings in here are so tight that they're a little hard to cut. And I can tell you that when you try to rip a page out of this book, it just mutilates the page. So that's why I'm trying to cut these strings. I don't know if you can see them there. They're very tight in there. And the problem is, if it just ripped a little tiny bit, it wouldn't be a big deal, but it really rips a big part of the page. Just, I know, because I tried it and I ruined some beautiful pages doing that. That's why I'm trying to be careful. So I'm going to try and get this page out, and then I will come back. Okay, so I got the page out, and this is basically a whole fold-out page like this. So let me move this out of the way real quick. And what I was thinking is, if I couldn't do some sort of a excuse me, a trifold or a bifold, but then I got looking at this and looking at the size. So if I measure the size, 8.5 inches is like cuts right into this picture. So I was thinking, let's just go part way down, and that would leave this much, and I like that idea. So I'm going to I think I'm going to use my cutter though, because everything else is a straight line. So using my cutter, I realized that this is cut off at the top, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off at the bottom so that they're the same. I don't know if that makes a difference because I haven't really decided what we're going to do with it yet, but sounds good. And then this, I thought, you measure it, would make a great, look at that, it's 8.5. So it would make a great pocket, leaving the words on there. It would make it, I mean, we could make it a wraparound pocket, and that would show on the other side. I'm not really sure what to do with this yet, but anyways. This one, though, we can make a, look, if we fold this into thirds, okay, let me see if this will work the way I'm thinking. Okay. So what I was really thinking was to do it this way, maybe. Let me see. Okay. Then we could just put something here for writing. So I'm thinking maybe coffee dyed paper, or I coffee dyed some of my scrap paper that I wasn't crazy over, and I thought, why can't I just use this? Like, this is a digital of coffee dyed paper, but it's on the back of a paper that I would not normally use. So I'm thinking, why can't we use a piece of this right in the center, which I think we can. And I'm going to just tear this right here. Let's get it straight though, because I put this here. Okay, let's just measure. The fold is at 2 3/4, so I need it to be smaller than 2 3/4. Okay, so if we put these on the lines, there's 2 3/4, so let's make it 2 1/2. And then I'm going to go in between there because I don't want a lot of that white part to show. So just do it. Let's see. I love it, but you know what else I was thinking? No, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so when I make ephemera, I used to, and I still sort of do, I make it as I'm making the journal. And so my journals do take a long time to create because I'm making ephemeral pockets and everything for that particular journal. But now that I've done, I actually participated in Joey Cardmaker's challenge and now Rachel's weekly challenge. I am building up a stash of ephemera and, you know, elements and stuff for my journals. So I tend not to decorate them when I make these items. I try not to decorate them because I don't know what journal they're going to go in. But I do have the base created. So there you go. So I'm thinking that this would make a good, kind of like a tag. What if we cut we could make it a tag. I like that idea. Okay, so we're gonna cut this like a tag. Oh, I love it. And then I'll figure out if I want to put a ribbon or something in, I can do it just on this part. Maybe, or not. We don't need to. I just don't want to decorate this yet because I don't know what journal it's going to go in. So there's one. Then I was looking at this piece that we had left, and the fact that it's 3 columns, that means that what's on the back of here should line up with what's on here. So I was thinking, if this ruler's going to drive me crazy. I need to order a new one. I actually used my rotary cutter. I don't know if you can see. There is where is it? Oh, right here. Probably need something dark. But I cut part of the ruler off, so it's got a divot right there. And so when you go to tear, it doesn't tear even, but I love the fact that it's acrylic and I can see through it. So I can line things up through the ruler. I just don't like the fact that it's not straight, but I have an idea. Okay, now that's okay, but it's not my favorite side. So I'm thinking, what if we make a tall kind of a pocket like this? I think, and we'll give it about the same amount of margin, like that. And we'll make this a pocket tag, right? I think. So we need to back this, and guess what? We have this coffee dyed paper that we can use. Right? And if we want to, if we're gonna glue up the sides, then this doesn't have to be that long. But I want it to be far enough so that if you stick something in there, it looks like it's long. So, I hope you can see. I've got the light from outside coming in, but I may need to turn the overhead light on a little bit. Sometimes when I do that, it washes out the color of my videos. Let me try it. I don't know if that's any better. Anyways, let's go ahead and glue this piece in here. So basically what we're doing is these glossy pages, you know, they are hard to use. So Rachel is giving us some good ideas for how to use them in our journals, and I love the ideas. So we'll do that. I'm going to, I want to put something right here, or I could bend this. I think I'm going to bend this over and give us about the same amount of margin, white margin, and then I'm going to glue this down, and that way I'll cut a thumb notch and that'll be like a reinforced edge. I like that. Okay, so then we want to do our thumb notch, which my cart is over there, so give me just a second to grab it. Okay, there's also something else I wanted to tell you. Normally, if I make a thumb hole, I use my round cutter, and I just put my paper in here and I cut my thumb notch. I saw Rachel using her tab punch, and I thought, ooh, look at that. You can just use the curve of this tab punch. Oh my heck. Rachel, you're brilliant. So I thought that was way cool. So if you have a tab punch, use it. Okay, I want to go ahead and distress this edge. I'm going to use my vintage photo. Okay, if I'm going to make this a tag, though, I have to back the back. I wonder if I make it a pocket. Well, either way, I want to glue up the sides of this right here. So either way, I'm going to go ahead and glue this. Make cool for a long skinny tag. Yeah, I think I want to make this into a tag, and then we'll have a pocket right there. And so with that in mind, I want to go ahead and back this side, which is easy enough. All I have to do is put glue on the back of this. Oh no, I did it the wrong side. Oh, you can write on that side. That's fine. Okay. I should have done it upside down. But that's okay. Luckily, that other side of that paper is light enough you can write on it. Love it. Okay. Okay, and then we want to cut our corners. We could round our corners or we could cut our corners. Let me see if I have got a little glue on there. Let's see if we can get that off. Yep. I got this glue eraser at the dollar store. Somebody told me you could get them there, and it's the greatest thing. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's see if we have first of all, let's cut this corner. We'll make just small, very small. Now when Rachel cuts her corners, she doesn't even match them up. She just cuts, and they almost like match up perfectly. I don't know. Got to have the knack, I guess. Okay, so let's look and see if we have a tab for the top of that. Or if we want to put a grommet or something in it. I don't know. Let's see. I have some pre-cut tabs already. Oh, look at this one. That would be pretty, huh? Oh, so would that. But I like this one. I'm going to go ahead and just dress around the tab. Again, using my vintage photo. And the flowers kind of go this direction. I don't think it makes a difference, and I'd like to have most of the color on this side. So we're going to do this. Oh, how pretty. Okay, so you can write on here. Can also write on here. But I'm thinking I might want something else on here. Let me see what we got. What if we just put like, I don't know if I have a floral sticker or, I don't know. Let's see. Might not have anything that really would look good on there. But let's check it out, see what we have. How pretty is that? Well, I don't know if you can do different flowers if you have tulips, or I don't know if you, oh, here's a tulip sticker, but I don't know if I want to really use that unless I put it down here. Let's see what else we have. We have roses. We have a little rose. It's crazy, but I'm kind of liking these tulips, but I don't know if I like them coming out of that. Here's just a little bit of wildflower. Seems like I need more than that. I don't know what y'all thinking. You're probably all going, oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. And I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. Okay. Where in the heck did I put those tulips? There we go. I'm thinking I like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. I know it's kind of gaudy, but I kind of like it. And I'm kind of struggling with putting a different flower on that page. Come on, Tommy, get them all in there. Get them all in there. Chance likes to chew stuff, so he would get a hold of these if it fell on the floor, and that would be the end of that. It's funny, Sully only chewed when he was a really young puppy. Chance just turned a year old, and he is still chewing like crazy. Okay, let's see if we can peel this off. This always is a real struggle for me. Let's see if we can separate it. We may need to go and come back. Okay. Okay, I don't even want to tell you how long it took for me to get that. But I'm going to try and stick it right down in, oops, right down in here. Perfect. Okay, I love it. So there we've got another tag. Whew, that really took a long time. Okay, we need to find a couple other things to make. Rachel actually made some, what do you call it, where they flip out of a page. Oh, look at this. That would make a good side pocket, huh? Okay. These are such gorgeous pictures. Absolutely gorgeous pictures. The last thing that we are in her last challenge, we actually did something where I covered this up and used the top, and I loved that idea. It made a little booklet. But I'm thinking if we put this down on a page, let me think this through a minute. If I put this down on a page, then this would flip out. I love that idea. That would flip out, and we could decorate it, however, based on whatever page we put it on. And we could cover this with something really pretty. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get my cutter again. Let's measure this real quick. 10 to the bottom. Oh yeah. So like at 6.5, something like that. That'd be perfect on a page. So, and again, because this, oh, I gotta move myself. Because this is cut right to the edge, there's no white space, I'm going to do the same with the bottom of this. Okay, like that. Look at that picture. Ooh, there's another. That would make a good flip out, huh? With a pocket. Make that a pocket. And a pocket. Oh, I gotta think about this for just a second. Huh. Okay. So with this one, though, let me show you what I was thinking. Let me get a... Okay, so if you had your journal and this would go out like this. Yes, this would go out like this. This would flip out. This, we'd need to cover part of this. I can't think that way. Let me think of this one. Okay. what if we did this, okay? That's really pretty. Then we could make this writing, and this, we could put something on here. Okay, I think I like it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut this right here. And these glossy pages, they're really heavy. So, okay, so this is going to go this. So we need to cover this. Let's see if we have any of that copy dyed paper left. I've got so much blank paper. I have so much scrap for putting on the backs of tags and stuff. I just have to get my bag down that has it in there. But I think we should be okay with this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this one down. I'm kind of making a big mess here. And this time we're going to glue the right side. And then we need a piece right here, which that's not really long enough, but this one is. So let's use this one. And we just want to overlap a hair. Okay. Perfect. And then I have to think about how this is going to go on the page. I don't want that right in the crease. Okay, so this will be our picture. So let me get our, this will be the pic. This actually would look pretty on this journal, huh? And then we've got some writing space, so that's good. Then when we flip it this way, we want to make this into a, oh wow. So it can go either direction, but either way, we want to make this into, say, a pocket. So I can't, because I don't know what journal it's going to go in, I can't glue it onto a page. But we do know that we want to cover this and make a thumb notch to show that it's a pocket. So I think we have enough scraps to do it, but let me see if we have, I've got some pretty paper. I have some pretty papers over here on the side. Let me pull them over and see. This actually matches that other journal, but let me see if I have any other. I have lace papers, but I don't really know what I'm going to use it in yet, so we want to pick something fairly neutral. what if we use something like that? Or I've got, these are some extra pages that I printed extras of that we could probably use that. I think I like that. So let's find our ruler. Had to think a minute. This is the side it's going to go on. So let's tear it based on that. Right? Okay. I like it. Okay, we're going to just go ahead and glue that down. I hope I've given you some ideas of how to kind of attack these books and what you can do, what you have to kind of think out of the box, like what would I do with that, you know? I'm gonna, this looks like it should go this direction, so let's put that right on there like that. Beautiful. We want to make a thumb notch, and that's going to remind us that that is a pocket. Let's use this one. We just want to kind of center it. Okay. Okay. I'm going to just trim this right here. A little tiny bit. And let's go ahead and distress it. Always try to distress your thumb holes before you put your pockets down or something. I did that so many times in the past. And then you try to distress it. If you're a distresser. If you don't distress, no harm done. But I tend to distress. And I love colors, so if I'm doing a journal that's specific colors, I'll distress in colors. I have no problem with that. I love it. Now this side is the side that's going to get glued on your page. So if you've got your page like this, okay, and your piece on here, this is going to get glued right here. So we aren't going to see this side, so we don't need to distress that. But that gives us a pocket right there. And then this is our flip out. So we do want to distress this whole side here. And I'm going to go ahead and distress this inside edge. Okay, and I'm thinking that I might want to round those corners. So let's get our corner rounder. You can just cut them if you want to round them. I do have a corner rounder, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. Which means then that I'm going to want to just touch up that distress. Okay, I love it. Okay, so it would go on your page like this, flip out, and you'd have a pocket. Okay, and then the last thing, I really don't know how long I've been, so is this page right here. And I don't think there's a lot we can do with it, but I'm going to put it in the pile. Oh, and this one too. I'm going to put it in the pile because I just think it would make such a good Actually, you could do a, oh my gosh, you could, oh, I love this idea. If we make this a flip out, a total flip out, just on its own, I love it. So what we need though is we need a piece of paper to put, I don't know if I can use some of this old coffee dyed old paper. Let me see. What I'm talking about is these papers right here are the papers that I said I would never use, and I coffee dyed them, so I have them like this. So I'm thinking I could just use a piece of this. Find one that's really bright or something like that. One's bright. This one's, oh, it smells like coffee. Let's try this one. I probably won't use this one ever. This is what happens. I don't put anything away and then I end up with stuff all over the place. Okay, so we want to create a, if this goes on a page like this, or do we want it to go like that? I mean, the backside I'm going to cover, so that doesn't matter. What matters is how it sits in the book like this. I think I might want to do it this way because I really love this. So if that's the case, then I want my I'm going to cut this. This will actually attach to the page like that and to this like this, so it will be coffee dyed in here. Okay, and then this would get covered with either coffee dyed paper or whatever book you're going to use. Maybe you have a digital that you want to put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue this on so that we'll know that that's what our intention is with this. Okay. Right, so yes, that's exactly how we want it to go. Yes, so it will go on a page like this. It won't go around the page, because if you go around the page, you have that color there. So you don't want it to go like this, okay? I want it to sit on the page like this, okay? So I'm not going to cover this until I know what I'm going to put it in. So let's just do a quick recap of what we got. And I hope it gave you some ideas. I was not sure how this differed for me from what we did last time, but if it just gave you more ideas, then that's great. Rachel actually, her first one, she used all the big pages, big pictures, and so she had large things like tip outs and things, and then her smaller ones were more like these. So I think we did small last time as well. So let me just show you what we got. So this would be our tip out page, and it's cool that you can leave like the words on there. How cool is that? And then depending on what journal it is, we'll put something in here, either writing page, decorated page, something. We don't know yet. But I love this, and I love leaving the writing on. So we've got that. And then we've got this, which we would use the same. It's a flip out, but it's a pocket. And so you journal on this side. Then when we flip this over, so this won't be attached on this side at all, okay? I'm getting camera here. But this side, we will attach here and here. And you can either put it at the bottom, put it in the middle, put it at the top. It doesn't matter, okay? So there's that one. And then we made a pocket tag that you can write on the back. I think I want to maybe round these corners at the bottom. I find that if you round the corners at the bottom or you snip them, one or the other, maybe I'll snip this one, or you snip them, it makes them easier to go in a pocket or something. And Rachel just does a little snip like this, just takes that point off. Hers are very small, and it just makes it easier when you're trying to put it down in something. So here, let me see if I have a little piece of paper here. So here's our pocket right here, okay? And then you can write on this. So we've got like a pocket tag. I love that. And then we've got our trifold tag here. Again, love the pictures. And you can write on that. And not knowing where we're going to put it, we can decorate it or cover up other sides to it, all that we want. But that gives you an idea of things to do with your big glossy pages out of books. I may do the same thing. I have a sewing book that is not, it's not a sewing book. It's actually like how to make things out of ribbons. And it's not one that I would use. And I may look for pictures in that to use in make ephemera for my sewing journal. So I hope you like this. I hope you got some ideas. Again, please check out Roxy's Weekly Challenge 2025 on Roxy Creations. That's her channel, so that you can see. And she has done challenges from previous years. So look at all of them and get some ideas for your journals. Thank you so much for watching. Please give us a thumbs up, to like, subscribe if you haven't already. We're getting close to 1,000 if we're not there already. And at 1,000, once it maintains a little bit, then I will go ahead and do a giveaway. I haven't figured out what that's going to be yet. I may try to get some of your input. Share the video too. If you share it, that's great, because that brings more people to our channel. Please comment. I love to interact with everybody, and I love people have been asking questions, and I love to answer them, because it kind of is like I'm having a conversation with somebody. So thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.